I'm Kurt, and this is 8 different ways to repeat the standard angle 1 in Filipino martial art. Most Filipino martial arts schools and systems use numbered templates to teach you different angles of attack, teach you different ways that you might move with the weapon or with any weapon. And probably the majority of those start with this shot as an angle 1. This is a downward diagonal, kind of a hacking or slashing motion. We're going to look at ways to double this one up, because sometimes when they defend, you can then hit the defending hand. When they defend, they don't expect you to repeat on the same side. They expect you to go from some other spot. Or you've pulled through and, hey, there's a target open on the other side. How are you going to get over there? Item number 1 is the Redondo. This is the basic way, or maybe the most common way that you learn to repeat your motion. So you're going to do your angle 1. You see I pull through to about my hip here. I don't want it to come all the way tip down. It's going to slide along the horizontal plane, lift up, and curl out. Sometimes you're taught to really pull the hand and almost open the chest up this way. Here's how it pulls out. In that regard, I almost think of like unsheathing a sword that way. So that might be a good frame of reference for you, that when I pull through, it's like I'm unsheathing. I want to pull this all the way out, then bring the tip up to vertical and slash diagonal again, so that it's 1 and 2. Again, look at the elbow lift on this diagonal line this way. You could also modify that so the elbow doesn't move as much and it's mostly the wrist this way, so that it's 1 and 2. You have to be mindful that you don't hit yourself in the back of the head with this one, because there's not as much clearance, so you might feel the body move off the line this way. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So you can really crank that one through. Option number 2 would be large Redondo. The difference here might be that you have a longer or heavier weapon, or just because this one's kind of cool. When you pull through, instead of repeating in front, you allow the momentum to go all the way around that way. So if I think of this as being like maybe a heavy two-handed sword, when I pull this through, it's not just going to come to a screeching halt. All that momentum has to go somewhere. So you allow it to go around the body and repeat again. Try to resist the temptation to open up like a helicopter overhead. Think more about this going behind your body. 1, 2, 1, 2. So you can really stretch this one out from a largo mano perspective and really rip that one through, or make it 2 big shots as you advance. So numbers 3 and 4, I'm going to teach sort of interchangeably, because sometimes you hear one referred to as baklao and the other one as Floreti. Sometimes the teacher will teach it the other way around. They'll say this one is baklao, this one is Floreti. So this is a curling or repeating motion that doesn't go all the way through the line and repeat, but instead it hits twice on the same line. One is I just make a little curling motion. Most of the action is just the tip of the stick making a little curly-Q shape, just like this. I go part way down, curl, and finish. And you could do that 1, 2, 3 times, whatever you want, all the way down that line. The second one has more to do with pivoting on the tip. So instead of the tip curling, the tip stops and my hand moves like that. So you see the tip doesn't really move too much. It's not doing like this. So I go 1, 2, 1, 2. That again, 1, 2. So there's a small curl and a bigger exaggerated curl. Number 5, Abanico with tick. So really we'll start this more on the back side and think of doing an Abanico strike on that angle 1, so that it's Abanico and slash. This is a fanning motion. Abanico is the fan. So the tip is moving from side to side in kind of a cone or fan shape, while the hand is just doing the pivoting. Think of hitting something and you bounce off of it. Bang, like that. Then rip it through. Snap it, slash. Snap it out and slash. Basic with tick, lob tick. So that's just hit and slash like that. So if my tip is up on my right, on my forehand side, I'm gonna hit that target, bang, out and back. Your speed really comes a lot from the retraction. Hit and then let them have it. So maybe this is your setup and you smash them. Maybe that's a fake and you go. Right? Or they defended it and you found that you bounced back. You don't care, you're going to hit that line again. 1 and 2. 1, 2. Out and back, through. Number 7 and number 8, I'm giving you just for fun. If we're looking at middle grip, we're gonna have 1 with a forehand, you tip up the thumb side of my grip, the top of the stick hits the angle 1. Then I'm gonna turn my hand over so that the bottom side, the pinky side of the stick starts to present on the angle 1 line, and I pull that through so that it's 1 and 2. So I'm hitting and hitting, slash and slash. 1, 2, 1, 2. The last one, number 8, is just a reverse of that. So instead of starting with the top side of the stick and finishing with the pinky or bottom side of the stick, I'm going to start with the bottom of the stick and finish with the top so that it hits and hits. 1 and 2. So that's it. 8 different ways to repeat the angle 1. Thank you for watching. If you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. We'll see you for the next one. Keep training.